right, we're not too late. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to the spring concert this evening. You all look excited to hear some music, which is great because that's what they do. Tonight you get the opportunity to hear your students perform music that they have been working on since mid-January. We're very proud and excited to have you as an audience this evening. on the stage for you is our 7th and 8th grade group, again conducted by Mr. Radcliffe. The selections they're performing are also in your program. Before they start, I'd like to take this chance to have all of our 8th graders stand and be recognized. These students have grown so much as people and musicians, and we're very proud of how far they've come thus far. And we look forward to hopefully having them up here at the high school in the band with us, because they get to see me every day and love every minute of it. Before we get into performance this evening, I want to give you a little backstory of what this concert and what you're about to hear. The performance that we're doing this year, I started a couple years ago doing a concert. We call it, a themed concert. We call it Weird or What. Now, I know if there's young people out here, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but all of you medium to older folks remember Saturday morning cartoons, right? Or late nights, after about 10 o'clock, if your parents let you stay up late, you can watch the old black and white sci-fi movies. And my parents let me stay up on the weekends to watch stuff like that. And that's what I grew up on, is a strong diet of black and white, old cheesy sci-fi B-movies and British television. Because we only had 3 channels back then, right? You know what I'm talking about. And PBS is what you lived by because there was nothing else to watch. So, having said that, our performance this evening is based on that theory of weird or what. You've been to band concerts for years and years, and it's always the same thing, that we play music and you listen to it and you're like, oh, that's cute, that's great. It may not be songs you recognize, and you're going to hear stuff you're not going to recognize tonight, and that's the whole idea. The premise of the music is this is stuff you've probably never heard in this way done before. The first piece we're going to start with this evening is called Paper Cut, and if you'll read your program, it talks about the fact that we don't play the horns that you spent so much money on for about half the song. We play on sheets of paper. So that's the premise behind it. It's a really interesting song. There's lots of cool effects. This is the first time that the bands have the opportunity, as well as I, to play with an audio track. So you're going to hear music going on with the band at the same time. So I'm not listening to the football game or basketball game or whatever game is going on right now. I'm actually listening to the audio track in the background, trying not to get lost. So I hope you enjoy it, and that's all there is. selection we're going to do for you is Nevermore. I know most of you guys, well, it's been a while for me too. When you're in school, you have to study the poem, The Raven. Okay, all of us have talked about it in class, or in their other classes, so this is kind of cross-curriculum, covered all the bases here. This piece is a musical interpretation of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. This comes back to, if you ever watch anything with the old Vincent Price movies, this is what this makes me think of. So, that's where I get this from. So I hope you enjoy Nevermore, and it features alto sax, Taffy, and Claire back there on piano for us. fun stuff. The next piece we're going to perform for you, and actually it's where this entire concert started from. About 2 years ago, this piece came out. It's a brand new piece, and I was just enamored with it, I guess, because it was so different than everything else I heard. It's not necessarily that it's ridiculously hard, it's nothing intense, it's a fun piece, but it features an instrument that you probably have never seen in your entire life. You may have heard it, but you've never seen it. Our soloist for this evening, I have to put her down here because our stage is too small, but she's not. Miss Mary Emmons will be playing the theremin for us. And I want to make sure I thank the correct person, and I don't have my glasses on again. Mr. Andrew Frazier, who loaned us the use of his theremin. Apparently, there's a need for a theremin in West Tennessee. I'm just glad he had one because I couldn't find one. And they're not that cheap for an instrument that you never really touched to play. So I know it may be a little hard to see her while she's performing. If you watch, when she's performing, she won't physically touch anything. There's a description in the piece about how it works, but it's all about radio waves in contact with your hand. So the next piece is called Haunted Carousel, and it's pretty creepy. This piece, like I said, you may not know what it looks like, but you've heard it before. If you watch any old B sci-fi movies, I guarantee you it is the soundtrack to all of those movies you ever watched. So you will recognize it when you hear it. So this is the Haunted Carousel featuring Miss Mary Emmons on theremin.
Woo!
All right, we're going to close out. We have one piece left for you. Before I do that, first thing I'm going to do is I want to thank you guys for being a great audience this evening. I know you're probably warm and toasty, like I am right now. I appreciate you staying for the concert. All of the kids so far this evening have done an outstanding job. They've worked really hard. And it's always great to play for an audience who enjoys listening to it. So thank you as an audience. So let's do these for the next song. Before I do the last piece, I'd like to take a second to have all the old fogies stand. Seniors, please. It's been a pleasure having these guys with me for as long as they have. They've survived. Yeah, barely. But at the same time, you know, I look forward to seeing them go on and do better and greater things than spending all their day with me, letting me yell at them. At the same time, you know, it's great having those alumni folks. And I know there's so many of you folks out there, even before my time, that have been here. You know, that's what makes a program what it is. People that have been in the program before and come back and still have ties to that program. So these guys are joining your legacy, and we're very appreciative of them, all the work they've done for us. Y'all can sit. But, you know, like I said, after you're done with the cartoons, I always switched over, and what always came on right then was Doctor Who. Now, a lot of you folks, if you ever watch any British television, you can't get any weirder than that stuff. Am I right, or am I right? And like I said, when I was watching it, it was Tom Baker. The Doctor Who with the scarf that was 20 feet long and the big goofy hat. And had, I'm ignoring them, and had a fro like one of the Robinson boys. Show my age there. So, times have changed, and Doctor Who is the it thing now. If you're anybody, you watch Doctor Who. Unless you, like me, and my wife kicks me off of regular TV and I have to steal it from Netflix or someplace like that. So we're going to play one piece for you. This is from the 11th Doctor, I believe, who is Matt Smith. It was a great piece. I heard it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And even if you don't like Doctor Who, it's just a great piece of music. So I hope you enjoy it. It'll be our closer, and hopefully it'll get you your heart pumping and you can go home and try and relax to get ready for the next day. So again, thank you for being a great audience, and we'll end with that.